Game really sent himself out for ace match.
Ace match, and he's the Joker.
Yeah. Jugger, I understand. But, like, really? Like, you're not gonna use Ziki for ace?
Yeah, I'm a little
Really?
curious. Unless he's so confident that they won't even go to ace. The game is not found. Or did you take the one out?
I took the one out.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so the score, we gotta reset this to 0-0. And then I guess we're ready to go.
Alright, let's get started then.
Fless, LRM versus iWl is going on here.
Alright. In the top left, as the orange Protoss, we have Freeman. And in the bottom right, as the excuse me, as the purple Terran, we have Justice. So Freeman, rather recently been doing well. Recently coming onto the scene, has shown some really strong stuff in the Team Liquid leagues, placing surprisingly high each time. So I think this one he got top 16, which is quite nice. And in the bottom right is Justice, who is an older Russian Terran. I got a chance to cast a few.
People saying
his
he's
games.
an old school player that's been around for a long time.
Oh,
What about the
awesome.
overlay? Oh. Gotta get used to this, sorry. I will
Okay,
get
then
used
he's
to
an
it.
old school guy. I mean, he's new in the sense that he was not playing at all. Like, if he's old school, he's really, really old school because he wasn't playing in 2010 or 2000 as late. Yeah, he was not playing in 2010. I don't. So he's older than that. He's been gone for at least 3 years. Anyway, so we're gonna have scouts from both players. Little bit more normally timed scouts now.
And they were identically
Yeah.
timed as they both went through that center gap in the middle of the map at the same moment. Wait, it's just with one E? Oh. Alright. That can be arranged.
Okay. So it looks like this is a map where it's possible to block the ramp with a worker, as we see Freeman's unable to get into Justice's base. Oh,
He
never
makes
mind.
it through though,
So
working
now
not
it's-
quite in the right spot. So Freeman cruises on in. Is he gonna gas steal? Is he gonna gas steal? No, it just looked like he was going to. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's rack expand. Alright, so Justice with rack expand. See how Freeman responds. Getting his goon range first. No goon in production yet. Is he just gonna go ahead and Nexus? Or is he gonna make the goon now? Yeah, he made the goon. Alright. That makes sense.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Both players feeling more comfortable now getting the scout off. Wouldn't be surprised to see them cut a couple of corners in terms of early units, especially on Terran side. I don't see them making more of it. I'll take that back now. Actually, building the bunker that does surprise me. I thought the Terran would have just been gearing up either potentially for later game stuff, but more likely just gearing up, getting ready for the AFD push. But instead, still going to go for the bunker, even.
Oh, you have to bunker with rack expand. Otherwise, you'll just die to goons because you won't have tanks out anywhere near time. Dragoons will just come in and walk over the factories because there'd be like nothing there. And it is going to be 2-gate response, so Freeman's going to try to basically get in this game by pressuring heavily at the bunker, forcing SCV repairs, and keep things somewhat even that way. As obviously his Nexus is going to be well behind Justice's.
Okay.
Oh man, that's almost super cute. It looked for a second like that bunker. I was gonna say if the bunker hit the ramp, that would be ridiculous. Yeah, Justice is also a player known for being quote-unquote BM or flamer. So we'll see. We've definitely seen some strong BM from Justice. So goons firing away, or a goon firing away at the bunker. Now goons firing away at the bunker. And more should be on the way down. Oh, SCV is going to sneak on in, though. He will get a scout off again. And see, there's just 2 gateways in expansion. Like, imagine if that bunker wasn't there right now. The Marines would be dead at this point, and the goons would just be killing all the SCVs. I mean, his factory machine shop isn't even done, and he's got a long ways to go for a tank. He'd just be completely dead without the bunker.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, forcing a few SCVs off the line, going to repair the bunker. Really not going to be a serious offensive threat off this. And oh, he's going to double expand behind this. Alright, that can work. So yeah, he's just going to double expand and build up a bunch of probes. And then try to hold off an attack if Justice goes for that. If Justice goes for a third base, then Freeman will be in a decent position.
So, yep, first tank's almost done, and siege mode's about halfway there. So once the first siege tank's out, it can outrange the goons and force them away a little bit. It doesn't look like Freeman's in a position to try to charge the bunker and snipe the tank. Really?
Yeah, unless he leaves it way up front. And of course the tank slightly outranges the Dragoons, but not so much that you can just like confidently walk out there. He's going to go for it, gets one shot off, he's going to go for a second shot. Oh! Wow. And he gets it. He almost could have walked in there. That would have been really dangerous, but... Alright, so that's really obnoxious, though. I mean, that's a tank for free, and it's going to allow him much more time to continue harassing the bunker. So this is going to be very nice for Freeman. And if you get 1 or 2 of those early tanks, I mean, that kills any chance that Justice really has of doing early aggression against this double expand from Freeman. So he's going to be feeling really confident having just picked off that tank.
Definitely, and I'm surprised he's able to do it so easily. It was really nice control there. Just, because if he was doing stop control micro on all those goons, and if even one of those goons was out of range to attack the tank, then the tank would have lived and would have been able to retreat farther, and all the goons would have to continue to pursue. Tank would have got more shots off. He would have lost 1 or 2 goons at the very least, and maybe not even got the tank. But perfect control to just move every single goon in it just barely enough to be able to get both shots off and kill the tank.
And of course, siege is done for a while. The goons have gone back. Oddly enough, Justice is not pulling the SCVs away from the bunker, so he's just kind of not mining right now with 4 SCVs. So it's almost as if Freeman's goons are still there attacking the bunker, although I guess he's not spending the minerals to repair. But still. What is he building in the natural? An armory in the natural. And what? Okay, so I guess he's going to play for eco play. As he's getting 4 facts in an armory, he's got an academy already. He's got scans, which he does not appear to have burned energy on. Maybe he's burned energy on 1 nat scan.
Well, Citadel is under construction for Freeman. It's placed suspiciously close to the Robo, but I don't think we're going to be seeing any really oddly delayed DT drops. Interesting though, you only do this as a Protoss player. You typically see this a lot as a Protoss player when you're trying to hide the tech. The reason you put all these buildings so far out here is so that it can't be scanned. But if you are going for some kind of timing attack with your tech and you don't need it to be a secret, it becomes less important as a Protoss player to do that. So it's a little bit interesting to see that he's still trying to hide it all down here. At the very least, it forces 1 extra scan because you can't scan the main and then find it. You have to waste another scan to actually look at the tech. But he is building the shuttle, and he does have the Templar archives coming up. He could be thinking about some kind of drop here, be it Storm or Dark Templar.
And he's also going up to 6 gateways now, so I don't really think there'll be any sort of an opportunity for Justice to be aggressive. I mean, he's only got 4 tanks. There's tons of goons out already for Freeman. So, although the supplies are close, I don't really think Justice has an opportunity to do some sort of attack. He's just going to get his 3rd base up. and go from there. Although this SCV's been sitting at his third for a while without actually doing anything. Actually, no, he's going to go for it. All right, let's see if I ran my mouth for nothing or if he can actually make something happen with this attack. If Freeman doesn't spot this, this actually can be pretty dangerous, but if he's on this, it should be fine, especially if he makes a few zealots. Yeah, he's making a few zealots right now. He said he was getting a shuttle, so he's going to have those to bomb with. His leg speed is either done or not started, so...
Done.
Okay, so he's got leg speed, so I think he's not going to be too scared of this. And it's going to be just as... what the hell? Where the hell is he? Oh, you can actually walk up through there. Ooh, that's going to be a bit annoying, as he can actually siege the third from there, and it is pretty tight. But still, there's not that many tanks from Justice. And I think if he drags a few mines nicely, I suspect he can run over this. His Dragoons are overcommitting, though. A bit sloppy there. There we go. Freeman pulling back now. But he's got a lot of other stuff in the background. Where's that shuttle? There it is. Yeah, I think he's just going to run over this. I really do. There's not that many vultures. We'll see. We'll see. The only thing that scares me is the supplies are pretty equal, but I think he's got 6 gateways. Oh, a vulture is snuck in there, though, and it's killing a few bros. 3 vultures! This can be some of the damage that he wants if this all gets in there. Here we go. Drag a mine. No, he doesn't quite drag a mine, but he does kill some of the tanks. And now he's going in full steam. The zealots, can he split them out on the tanks nicely? Yeah, he's going to crush this easily, but a few dragoons being peeled back to deal with the vultures. Very nicely handled here by Freeman as he tears through what Justice has. Although, I say that, but he did lose all the probes to his third base. So, it's not a win for Justice, but it wasn't a failure. You know, but now Justice is going to be a little bit uncomfortable with this position since he doesn't even appear to have a third command center started. He does have +1, though, so that's a bit strange.
Yeah, the vultures combined for 8 kills, and 8 probe kills is quite nice, but he has to deal with a pretty scary Protoss force here. And this map is a little bit of an optical illusion, as we just saw over on the left side, where it seems like it's very constrictive in the paths you can move, but there are actually lots and lots of ways to approach onto these high grounds. So Justice might have a little bit of an issue here.
Freeman now is going in for an attack with the shuttle. He needs to drag some mines or do something, and the shuttle actually does evade the turret, though. Oh, he drags 1 mine into the tank, but the rest of the zealots kind of go down needlessly. But Freeman is streaming in lots of stuff, although it's primarily dragoons. I don't know if that's going to be enough to break in here against 4 or 5 tanks. It is not. He pulls back. Had he had a few more zealots, then perhaps. But now we can see Freeman has a very comfortable supply lead. He's resaturated that... No, he's kind of resaturated that third base. He's got 5 probes sitting there and a few mining, but really not optimum saturation there at the moment for Freeman.
Yeah, it almost felt as if Justice's first attack, he was looking to create room to allow him to get a third. Because as Terran, to be able to take this third, you have to really have a very, very large tank force to expand across all the different ways Protoss can advance. They're actually moving in again now.
Here we go. Justice wants to be aggressive, but again, he might not have the zealots moving there. Actually, he can go into the right side of the CC, though, and be obnoxious over there and force the tanks a little more forward from Justice. Oh, no, he's running on top of a ton of mines! No! No, Justice! No! What was that? Or Freeman, what was that? What was this? This is suicide! This is suicide! I don't know what the Protoss is doing. That was bad decision-making. That is how you throw away a lead. And now there's no Protoss army, and it's 3 base against 3 base. Justice is like, probably like, I don't know why you did that, but I really love you. That made me hurt. I don't know why he thought he could buzz that with so few goons, and he walked... Oh, man. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you know, it's kind of an even game now, because Freeman's had his third base for a while. Justice only just got it, but Freeman also just gave a big old donation. I mean, you know, the thing is, that attack didn't even have, like, good army control. Like, just the way he executed it was poor, too. I mean, the decision-making was bad, but the execution was also bad. Like, his Dragoons moved in clumped on top of mines. He didn't have anything spread out. He was over-eager. I don't know. It just wasn't good.
Well, Justice was waiting for Just was waiting for the opportunity he needed. He was confident in tanks in the high ground, controlling some chokes, and he just had so much confidence that these tanks will be able to win a fight like that, and they won't be able to win a fight elsewhere. So I can't expand to that. I guess it's the fourth base because he took the mineral only. I can't expand to that gas base at the 3 o'clock, and just waited patiently, waited patiently, waited patiently until the Protoss felt comfortable. I'm a little bit surprised Protoss didn't at least wait for Arbiters, because the Arbiter was out maybe 10 seconds after that fight concluded, and he now has one on the field. Recall is being researched. You have to assume Stasis is already done. But it's the opening Terra needed. It really just gave them a lot of breathing room. They're still behind in supply, but it's behind the amount they're behind in supply is what you would expect as a Terran player versus a Protoss in this stage of the game. It's no indication that he's behind now, and he's got the fourth base.
He's got the fourth base, so he's got his 3 gases, and he's got one more base than Protoss. His Protoss has not quite saturated his own fourth yet.
Yeah, what upgrades are we looking at right now? We have only one attack upgrade for the Terran. There is a second attack upgrade on the way. For Protoss, again, just one attack upgrade. Little bit on the odd side to see both players not go for upgrades. A lot of times you'll see them aggressive about getting the upgrade. All right. You see them a little bit more aggressive about getting the upgrade sooner. We have +2 just started now for the Protoss. So now, what are the next steps? Both players have taken the 4 bases that are very close to them, but that 5th base is just such a leap. For Protoss, you're taking a leap.
Bottom base, natural. Big recall, lots of goons, lots of zealots. The tanks are pretty close though. We'll see if this turns out effective. Obviously some SCVs are gonna die. Gonna lose a few tanks here. The zealots are kind of just going nowhere though, and it looks like Justice is mostly on top of this. He has cleaned up all the SCVs though, mining at the natural. So I guess that's something, but these Dragoons are going to go down in a hurry and not do any other significant damage other than killing all the SCVs at that base.
There are a couple of Zealots that are messing around in the main. They might be able to pick up some more SCV kills to add to the total. And
one of the Zealots is D-Matrix. Is that an accident, or is that trolling from Justice?
No, he tried to click on a siege tank before it died, but misclicked on the Zealot. And that's going to clean it up. So, in terms of raw unit cost, it's not effective from Protoss to do things like that. But in the larger sense, you got to make those plays as a Protoss player, just because there's not a whole lot of other openings you have. You can't take another base, because the next base you take is just so prone to being sieged down. It's so easy for Terran to get into position on any of these 4 bases, to get into siege range and just tear it to shreds, that it's very hard for Protoss to do unless they have a huge advantage. And you can't go for really big frontal assaults, especially when Terran has high ground from no matter what angle you come in from. So you got to try to get some recalls going. And overall, it's kind of okay. You're going to be able to remax a lot faster than the Terran is in most cases. So nothing to do but build up a new army and try it again in a couple minutes.
Yeah, not right now. The way Justice is playing, though, is not especially prone to recalls. I mean, he's just kind of chilling on 4 bases, and they're 4 pretty close together bases. So he's got a lot of stuff that he can easily move to defend a recall. You know, that gets a little more effective. Like, if Terran's moved and taken, like, bottom left or something, or top right, then those recalls are a lot better because Terran has really a lot of ground to cover. But here, the army's just right there, and it can get back in position pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly agree with you. I certainly agree that this is not the greatest map for recalls that has ever existed. It's hard to get a recall going on this map. On the other hand, is there a better option?
Yeah, it's a little tough. I mean, he can try to take more bases, but it's always tricky when you're dealing with the Terran. It's just camping defensively. Oh my god! I want you guys to look. Well, the viewers can see, but look at Justice's 3 o'clock base. That's got to be. I really, really want to see some hallucinant arbiters come through that, just because that's like purely a fuck you arbiters number of turrets. I really need to see hallucinated arbor come through there.
So, I guess the conclusion we're drawing, if that recalls are the best option, yet recalls aren't very good, is that this is a kind of Terran
Well,
favorite map.
it's more like they're not good until Justice takes another Expo, because right now he's just everything is close. Like if you look at where his ball of tanks are, a lot of it can be left on siege, and it's just close to all his bases. Now, if he has to have siege lines stretching all the way to the top of the map, suddenly the line is thin.
So, does Protoss wait? Because I don't think Protoss can get up a fifth base. As you can see, the fifth base that they tried to set up bottom left has been taken out.
Well, he could deal with the vultures, but like he could take out bases and try to force Justice's hand to do something. Like I don't know. I'm trying to decide if this is a map that Terran can really play split map on nicely, and I don't know. Because if he can't, then Justice eventually is going to have to go attack some Expo, and then when he's spread out, you can kind of do whatever you want. Because if Protoss takes like 8 bases, at some point Terran's got to respond in some way.
Yeah, and
these vultures are actually going to kill the Nexus, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it feels like that's what's going to happen here. Freeman's going to have to put forces in the bottom left and defend the natural against vultures. Force Justice to bring tanks over and use tanks to siege down that base, and then recall after the tanks have left.
Yeah, he could do something like that. But, you know, it's one of those things where when Terran's turtling on 4 bases, I mean, he's basically saying, look, I'm well defended, come attack me. That's what he wants you to do. So if you attack into that, you know, it's really hard. Like, if you're way, way economically ahead, then maybe you can just kind of throw stuff at it cost inefficiently. But right now, the Expo counts are dead even, so, well, I think there's one more for Freeman, but... No, wait, it's dead even. So yeah, if Freeman isn't efficient with his attacks, he'll get behind, and he'll end up losing. I think you might want to go for a big attack, though, or maybe he's just going to zone and clear out the stuff at the top right.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. And in the same way that Freeman's not going to be able to get away with a corner base without putting substantial defenses there, neither is Justice, just easily disposed of.
I'm really curious to see what Justice's next move is going to be. Is he just waiting? I mean, Justice hasn't hit max all game. Oh my god. Justice hasn't hit max all game. So maybe he's just waiting to hit max to push out. Or is he really going to try to play the split map style? I don't know. A lot of stuff is on sieging, though. But we'll see. We'll see what he's going to do now. He's got... That is a disgusting number of tanks, I want to mention. Maybe it's not as disgusting as I thought. I think it's only 2 control groups. Maybe not 3. I was going to say, when you get to 3 control groups, that's just disgusting. That's just disgusting.
Speaking of disgusting numbers, he's still adding turrets to 3 o'clock.
I've been showing that. Okay, this is not where you want to engage. Freeman needs to run away. Maybe should have thrown down.
That shuttle is 1 hit away from dying with 4 High Templar in it.
Good card, though. He missed his chance to stasis a massive group of tanks and/or perfectly clumped vessels, though. Unless he's been EMP'd. No, he has not been EMP'd.
Wow, they actually have to
go. Here comes Justice. His army's a little split. He's going to donate about 3 tanks for free. But at the same time, Freeman can't really attack into this, but he could storm this. He could storm this, but yeah, he's going to pull back. That's smart. Doesn't finish off that tank, though.
Maybe.
Oh, a few vultures getting picked off over here on the left side, laying a few mines. But those are going to get cleared out. Ooh. Alright, now Justice coming on the low ground. Needs to be careful here. If you siege on the low ground, that's not as good of a spot, but it looks like Freeman's just going to give up the high ground pod. Oh, EMP goes down on one of the Arbiters. Still no stasis have been thrown down yet. And we'll see. This is probably not the best spot for Freeman to engage. It is going up the high ground. Oh my god, the shuttle is in the wrong spot. Instantly dies. Another EMP goes down on the Arbiter. But he does get off a little bit of an offensive recall, but it's only Dragoons. And now he's got to back off. It is Dragoon only going uphill against a bunch of siege tanks. Has no choice. And the concern here, of course, is the Justice is rolling on 4 bases. So he's not going to run out of steam anytime soon. Supply's pretty equal right now. Now Justice is pushing down his ramp. I hope Freeman is macroing Zealots like a madman. He's actually macroing a surprising number of goons, given that he just lost all his Zealots and kept all his goons alive. And here we go, more tanks coming in, now sieging up. It looks like Freeman is going to lose a base here, and Freeman going for the counter-attack. There's only one tank there. I mean, there's a huge minefield, but one tank is not going to hold that off. He's going to need to... He doesn't have any more tanks around. Oh, he's sending a few back now to come defend, as Freeman is obviously... Oh, he's giving up a mined-out base. Freeman just needs to take his army and go kill this base down here. That's really the only significant mining base of note. Zealots giving their lives to drag mines. Here comes some returning forces from Freeman, but I don't think 3 tanks are enough. I mean, that's 2 or 3 groups of goons with half-decent control. It'll easily clear those out. He's walking on the mines again! He gets through it, but that was probably not as efficient as it could have been. I really have not been especially impressed with Freeman's Dragoon control this game. And now Justice returning with his whole army. That's enough to just move that down if he wants to. More tanks than goons. 3-0 on the goons, but it is 3-0 for the Terran too. Justice sieging up a few. Justice now sieging up all the tanks and going to force Freeman back. Holds on to his bases. A little mine drag there going up on those goons. And pretty even game supply-wise right now, although Justice is about mined out, but so is Freeman. And we all know who that usually favors in games.
Yeah. Protoss does have a 5th. Terran doesn't have a 5th. I guess that's the deciding factor. This game might just come down to whether or not Protoss is able to control bottom left. It really doesn't look like Terran has any interest in expanding. No, just as I say that, there is an SCV.
Yeah, at some point, Justice is gonna have to make an attempt to expand,
or just win the game right now. Like, that's pretty much it. Oh wow, that is a bold expansion from Protoss. All right. Good luck with that one.
Now Justice is pushing towards the bottom. There's an Arbiter there with 250 energy. EMP that. Oh, he doesn't have enough for EMP. Vessel getting stasis. And Freeman has a pretty big army. I think he can attack this, though, but he's splitting his army up. No, Freeman, get it together! Please! Lots of Zealots coming in. He can spread them through the tanks. No, he's just kind of A-moving. But the army is huge as fuck, so it's just going to kill everything anyway. But Freeman is also probably going to lose his bottom base as he does this. D-Matrix goes down on 1 tank. More tanks coming up, but they're coming in on siege, and they're walking under cloaked units without a scan. They're not fighting back. Not good for Freeman, or not good for Justice, but Freeman's army is kind of dissolving. And Justice is going to push this back again, and Freeman's going to lose the base. So again, Justice gets the better end of the shtick. SCV's now pulled off the line to help fight, as he ran out of... No, Justice still has money. I don't know why. But now the Nexus itself can be attacked by siege tanks. Freeman running some of his probes away. I don't know, this is kind of weird. Where are Justice's units? It's like only Vultures now. And only Vultures doesn't hold off Dragoons very well unless you really lay great mines. Oh, suddenly Freeman has like a huge outpouring of units coming out of his base. Justice really needs tanks to show up. But he's mined out now.
Yeah, Justice... I mean, he eventually did realize he needs to prevent Freeman from taking bottom left, but he realized it after he was completely mined out.
I think Freeman wins this.
So it might just... It's looking like it.
I think his army's too big. I don't think Justice can do anything, and I don't think Justice can stop Freeman's next mining base. We'll see if I'm wrong, but I see like 5 tanks for Justice against a pretty formidable army from Freeman. It's 150 supply, and he just lost a lot of his probes, so it's... And he's got a lot of arbiters and stuff. I don't think Justice can win now.
It's pretty rough.
All those turrets for nothing.
Yeah, kind of funny. And I think Freeman's playing this rather well right now.
It's double expanding, long distance mining, yeah.
But he's playing rather well, and just he's expanding also to top right. And it's just, he's going to take so many expansions that the Terran can't take them all. I mean, it's been, how long has Terran been out bottom left?
I like what Freeman is doing too. He's just sitting on the high ground here, which is a really nice spot to be. Here comes Justice, sieging up. Freeman pulls back. Vultures need to be careful running up the hill. Looks like Freeman wants to go for it, maybe from a little far out, but his army's really big and it's only 3 tanks, so you know what? Tanks be damned. The army's gonna go down. Freeman now, it looks like he'll be doubling Justice's supply fairly soon. The last of the tanks over here going down. Freeman now mining from one base, about to be two base. Killing off Justice's CCs that don't matter. There is nothing left to defend Freeman's giant army at home. And the insult of the day is fucking Lagger.
Wow. Wow. Alright. Good game.
Also, someone said something about me. It says Nanjing, but I don't have a clue what it means.
Alright. What's the next map? Yeah, I felt what Justice was doing was really strong. But that it was clear he was never going to expand. Like, fifth base for Terran just wasn't going to happen. The game's hosted. But that he needed to shut down fourth better. Or, not fourth. He needed to shut down bottom left better from Freeman. And he just didn't do it. He waited until it was too long, and it just didn't matter at that point. He was able to shut down. Oh. Moving to the next game of LRM versus iWl. In the bottom right, as the yellow Zerg, LRM True Touch. And in the top left, as the red Zerg,
that's a good match.
iWl Ace. First CBZ? I believe it's the first CBZ.
True Touch and Ace with LRM. Wait, yeah, that was LRM that won the first game. So, if this overlay thing is set up right, then it should show all of this, although positions can be changed. Ace is at 10 o'clock, True Touch is at 5 o'clock. I guess that works. Cool. Ooh, okay, I guess I'm going to say True Touch is at the advantage here. And my reason for that is that ZVZ seems to be his best matchup of late. He did recently, over the course of 2 days, lay down a nice little 4-0 on Zeke, although Zeke did 5-0 him after that on ladder. But still, those are some impressive results in ZVZ nonetheless. Although Ace is a good player as well, definitely both guys are, well, I mean, True Touch has hit A+ on IC Cup ladder, and I believe he was telling me he was like 23 or 2400. He was really close to C on the new fish system. So he's been playing pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, Ace is a good player, but True Touch is some of the absolute best there is in terms of force.
And True Touch did overgas. Ace did probably 12 pool, it looks like. I'm not convinced True Touch's ZVZ's on par with Zeke, but we'd have to see them play more.
Okay. Like, but if that's the qualifier we're putting on it, yeah, True Touch's ZVZ isn't as good as Zeke's. Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Like,
when
if
you're being
that's the
compared,
right you can say to True Touch, then I guess he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, exactly.
So, excuse me, fast gas coming out from True Touch, and fast Zergling speed, as usually correlates to. And Zerglings are on the way now. The Zerglings for Ace are going to be in time, but he might actually not be able to get them to the choke fast enough to be able to get a really effective block here. He's going to have to micro well to stop True Touch here.
Oh! He gets a ling! He gets a ling! The start is favorable for True Touch. He's got more lings coming up. Yeah, he's pulls the drones. Ace with a good reaction here. He had to do that. He's getting a few free hits now on True Touch, but man, that was scary for a second. And we're just going to have to see here. It's going to be a micro frenzy. Ace is getting a few more free hits, but True Touch does have the ling advantage, and it looks like he's got speed and mobility. He's coming in now for drones. He gets one. He might go for a second. He gets 2 drones so far. And he definitely has a Ling advantage. He might just... Oh, nice. Ace pulls back, though. It looks like he's about to get surrounded, but now it's a little bit better, and he's going to attack eggs. What? Good position there. Gets a few hits off. Neither player really wants to pick the fight yet. I can't tell. I think Ace has slightly more Lings, but man, this mobility from True Touch is pretty scary. Few hits here at the pool. Ace does have his other hatchery done, though, so True Touch needs to be careful, as soon Ace's Lings will outnumber his own, and I don't think he's going to kill the pool before that. Oh, that's a really pretty good engagement arc for True Touch, but no! It's great for True Touch. He's winning this fight. He's crushing this fight. True Touch hammering through. Now he can take down the pool, and the situation is going to get bad for Ace and Hurry. Maybe he's not going to get the pool. Never mind. I thought he was, but a lot of Lings pop for Ace at the right time. But again, the control from True Touch right now is really good. Easily outdoing Ace, getting way, way better Ling arcs at the moment. Oh man, these constant fights, and now True Touch is going to run away. Has a lot more Lings coming out. He's putting up a Spire. Yeah, he's going to put down that Creep Colony. He realizes he's going to need that. But that attack certainly did a little damage. Although Ace is still hidden supply.
Really nice by True Touch there. Really took advantage of the fact that he was going to have faster speed on a map that doesn't have a ramp, which means that the choke is just so much larger. It's really hard to keep Lings out, and especially when you have slow Lings versus speed Lings. True Touch got some nice arcs there, but I think that the deciding factor in those battles was the fact that True Touch had been harassing Ace's Lings. True Touch was able to get a lot of hits off, so when Ace finally did engage, all of his Lings were 60% health, or right around that. So it meant that True Touch was able to really win strong.
And here comes big counterattack from Ace. I really feel like this has to do a lot of damage, as he only has about 4 or 5 drones. True Touch definitely has more drones, and Ace is going to have to build 1 or 2 spores if he wants to keep his base alive. True Touch immediately drone drills on top of his sunken colony to keep it alive. The drone drill is really good right now. I can't tell if drones are dying in this. I don't think any of them are, because it's really hard to target fire them down in the drills, and True Touch murders that. 0 drone losses and kills off a control group and a half of Ace Lings. Although here comes Ace. Oh, Ace, this is good. This is cool, but it's out. The mutas are out, and it's GG. I was going to say that would have been cool if he would have built this sunken at the bottom part of the base to attack the hatchery, but the mutas are out, and LRM goes up with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah. I don't know if you got that with the camera, but True Touch used 6 Lings and killed off all of Ace's drones.
Oh, no. I was too busy watching.
So mutas were out, and he had no drones. It was too much early damage, and the fact that the mutalists were out, it just gravy at that point. Alright. Nice quick game number 2. LRM up 2-0 at the moment as we move into game number 3. Game is hosted.
Xanuristic, I hope you're being sarcastic with that, with the 1 Ling loss GG thing. That 1 Ling loss was, I mean, obviously not ideal, but that was far from the reason why Ace lost that game.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have Outsider, and who are we going to have? We are going to have Zeke against Artanis. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Can you just bring up the player names so everybody can drink in that LRM close parentheses Zeke?
Yeah, and that's worth noting. Obviously, there's a lot of drama, if you will, behind that. Basically, what happened is iWl wanted the league to be, I guess, what he feels to be unbalanced. So he paid some amount of money for Zeke to go on LRM, and I guess Zeke is in a bad spot financially and really felt like he didn't have any other choice but to take the money. So Zeke now playing for LRM.
Oh boy. In the top right, as the orange Protoss, iWl's Artanis. And in the left position as the blue Zerg, LRM Zeke. A little bit surprising that they'd send Zeke on Outsider. I would assume that you'd want to send Zeke on a standard map where he's less likely to get quote-unquote cheesed out. But, I mean, Zeke's going to be good on whatever map he plays on.
What rank is Artanis, do you know?
When I casted Artanis, he was B-minus B-ish. Like, he was okay. He was a decent player. But not Zeke level by any
Well,
stretch.
nobody in the foreign scene is Zeke level.
Pretty much. I mean, technically Scan is now foreign scene, and I guess he's Zeke level.
So I guess we're doing forge gate. I'm going to assume gate is typed to gas, and you've got a 2 hex gap at the bottom below the forge.
Yeah. Is this one of the weird walls where it's tight until you build the geyser
Yeah.
and then it becomes untight?
I don't know. I know bottom left side of Heartbreak is like that, but I don't know if this is. Scan is better than Zeke, and I don't know about Fangzi. Fangzi's kind of an unknown, but we know Fangzi is a level above. I mean, definitely Scan, Zeke, Fangzi are kind of, you know, S tier, if you will. And then, I don't know, Technics can be close to S tier as well. And that's about it. Then you've got your strong players. Marwin maybe could be near there if he was in shape, but then you've got players like Marwin, Eon, Draw if he's in shape, a few others that are, you know, your real strong guys, and then you've got your host of kind of, as much as I hate to say it, you know, generic kind of A- guys, and then some of your other players. So Lings are out for Zeke, and a cannon is done for Artenis. He's taking this seriously, pulling a lot off. Wait, is this 6 Lings? It is 6 Lings for Zeke. So yeah, he definitely has to pull the probes. And now we'll see if Zeke runs in here, and he can pick off a few probes if he so chooses, but it looks like he might just wait outside, or is he going to try to sneak around? No, he's not. Here we go, Zeke coming in there, attacking the probes straight away. He's through, he's on top of the cannon. He's going to try to run by. Oh, but a pretty good block. Zeke gets only 1 Ling in. So that's not going to be too bad for Artanis. 1 Ling is not that scary. It's pretty annoying, but it's not that scary.
That was actually really nice. Zeke, he broke through, and he could have just killed off the other 2 probes, traded 6 Lings for 3 probes, and been happy about that trade. But instead got greedy and tried to do a run-by, but got blocked off. That was such a sick block by Artanis. And it's rare to see early micro battles not favor Zeke, but that's definitely a case where the other player got the better end of a micro engagement. Really, really impressive by Artanis.
Artanis right now is doing this Bisu style, has a few probes pulled off the line. Bisu seems to be the only Protoss that really likes to do that, but almost always when I see him get run-bys, he'll pull like 4 to 5 probes and he'll chase the Lings around when he gets run-byed. Most of the other Protoss is just kind of drill probes as needed. Oh, Zeke gets a kill. I mean, if Zeke gets 1 or 2 more kills, this will be great for him to run by. I mean, already it's nice because he gets the constant scouting and whatnot, and he'll have constant scouting for quite a while.
6 Lings for 2 drones is a fine, or 2 probes is a fine trade. That's okay. The scouting certainly makes it worth it, but it's when Zeke has a Ling in your base, you're never safe. Never, ever, ever safe. Even with 2 probes that are doing nothing but just moving behind the Ling. It's the power of Zeke, man. Circling speed on the way, and Zeke has expanded, deciding to take the 3rd base at the untaken natural, which is not a surprising place for Zerg because there aren't a whole lot of gas expos. Your options for gas expos are that natural, the main behind it, or to
Artanis finally kills that Ling of Zeke.
Got it. Or to go for the pseudo islands on all the corners of the map, but it's unlikely he would go for one of those just because he can't get to defend it. And this is a little bit safer of a base to take than the main, which he will...
Oh, Zeke goes for another run by. Yeah, he gets 2 in. 2 more obnoxious Lings. Oh, there's no Stargate. Artanis, that is bold to skip Stargate. Zeke peeking off a few more probes. Oh, tries to get it, but it pops into the gas to save its own life. Smart probe.
Man.
Smart probe.
Man, he might get some probes here, but getting that scouting information is so nice. You can see the probe is glitching through, has built the pylon, and he let it finish, so I assume he's proxying DTs. Like, right? Gotta be proxying DTs?
Yeah, but he's got to go further. There's still minerals that separate him out from Zeke's base. If you wanted to make a proxy gateway and run some stuff in, it would need to be further up. And that second Zeke lane cleaned up. A few more running by, though. Oh my god. Zeke is being so cheeky. Cheeky Zeke. I'm making rhymes now. This is a bit scary. Either way. Getting more probe kills. This is actually doing a lot of damage at this point. This is up to 7 or 8 probes now, so this is definitely working out well. He's losing a lane or 2 each time, but he's getting a probe or 2 each time, And Artanis is not remaking probes that hard. There have definitely been some moments where he's not been doing that.
If he was planning on going for some cheeky DT stuff, he certainly abandoned that now, as he still hasn't started the archives. And he has +1 and he has a fast speed. But is there a timing attack here? How many zealots does he have? 2?
Yeah, I mean, he clearly was going for that. He clearly went for +1 and...
Oh, there are 2 in
the
Zeke's
Citadel
natural.
beforehand. Wait, what? Oh, there are. Could have run down there. Oh, he's gotten drone kills too, because they have speed. And Zeke is fighting this with just pure drone. Man drone. Waiting for that Sunken colony to please finish, and now Zeke's going to run again. There we go. Sunken is now up, so those zealots are going to be dealt with. Just fine. Still getting drone kills, though. So Artanis with some okay harass of his own. 4 or 5 drone kills there.
It was 6.
So, oh, 6? Okay, even better then.
Yeah.
Here
6 drone
comes a
kills.
zealot running into the natural or into the main, but there is a Sunken. Can take some... Oh, I thought Zeke was going to block it, but not quite.
Yeah, I guess tit for tat. Some Ling run-by results in some probe kills, some Zealot run-bys result in some drone kills, and now you do see what Artanis' plan is for that probe in the top left. He's going to go and take that pseudo-island.
Yeah, he wants the gas.
Man, that's a bold play. If Zeke does in fact go Mutalisks, I don't know how he's going to be able to defend it.
And one more zealot running in for Artanis.
Is Zeke going Mutalisk, though? I would assume he is, because he's getting the +1 armor, but he hasn't actually started making any of them.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of gas saved out, though. Seems like there's a possibility he will go for that. I mean, it's pretty strong on this map. Yeah, there we go. Now we got Mita on the way for Zeke. So that makes sense. This is a good map for that. It's going to make it a little bit annoying to hold the island, unless he cannons up a lot. Otherwise, the Corsairs will have to run away. Because there'll be a ton of Scourge. And Artanis adding a few more gateways, as he's up to 4 gates now. And Zeke scouts that expansion going up with his Scourgy. And a few meter out from Zeke, heading directly towards the natural at the moment.
Yeah, I guess he's just going in for the probe kills. It would be a lot easier for him to go after the 3rd in terms of just raw building damage, but there aren't probes there yet, so not as...
Here come the Corsairs
coming out, and Zeke's just going to engage them head on. This is something you see from a seasoned StarCraft player. You learn as a Zerg player early that Corsairs can just absolutely rip through your Mutalisks. You become scared of them early on, but as you play more and more and become a good player, you realize you can actually take on take them on with your Mutalisks rather effectively. Split out a little bit and just focus them down fast when they're in small enough numbers.
And that was not good. Artanis is losing everything in the main. He's out of anti-air, so his main is having to be evacuated now. Zeke is doing really, really terrifying damage right now. Has killed at least half the probes that were in the main, and of course the main now not mining for Artanis. He's out of Corsairs. And what is Zeke making back at home? And the answer to that is more Mutalisks. One Corsair might escape, but the Stargate is now vulnerable. He's being forced to cannon at the natural like mad, but there is a chance if he doesn't get an Archon or something out. He's making a few Dragoons, but there's a good chance he's going to lose his main outright. Zeke firing away at a few of the Dragoons, which probably don't have range at this point.
No, there's no way they could have range. This is too much.
Yep, situation is rapidly sliding away from Artanis. He's trying to hold now with the Corsairs and the Dragoons. It's enough that Zeke's going to go ahead and run away for the moment. So he does hold on to his main. But again, that's a lot of probe kills and a lot of lost mining time. And not much action going on at his 3rd base.
And if he wanted to, he could just turn right back around and pick off another 5 or so probes at the natural without any problem at all.
And now Zeke, oddly enough, has switched into Hydra, but there are a lot of cannons at the natural, so I don't think he can just come up here and break the natural. Unless he's just going to try to, like, tank with the minion or something. But...
I mean, considering how far away the cannons are from the Forge and the Gateway, there's no reason to not just walk up with the Hydralisks and take out those 2 forward buildings.
Certainly. Certainly could do that.
So, I mean, the nice thing for Artanis is that he does have a 3rd base and that's a rather early third. And
Actually, all of a
it,
sudden, Zeke has a lot of Hydra.
yeah,
Templar,
nope,
the one
just going
Templar
for it.
coming out just died. More coming out. I think he's going to go for it, and I think he's going to get it. Vita can tank some of the damage. He's spreading them out nicely against the Corsairs. There's lots of Hydra. The cannons are going down. The goons are going down. The DPS just isn't there. And the Hydra have torn through most of the important cannons. Probes are pulled off the line. But there are too many Hydra lifts from Zeke. One more cannon has to fall. Down it goes. Templar out, but nowhere near enough energy. There's a panic DT, but there's 2 Overlords from Zeke. Artanis is overrun. GG. Zeke puts LRM on top 3-0.
Yeah,
I guess no surprise. And, one thing I have to say is that I don't think a lot of foreign Zergs play the Muta Scourge style for air dominance that often because it's really mechanically demanding with constant cloning of Scourge and stuff like that. So it's not something you'll see as much and be as exposed to. And I mean, Artanis just didn't handle that right. Like, he tried to pick a fight with Scourge everywhere and stuff like that, which was a little odd. He just kind of like sat his Corsairs there and with 3 of them and was like, I got this. And he's like, oh, no, I don't got this.
I mean, it's how every Zeke game just looks ever.
LRM didn't buy Zeke. What? Awa paid Zeke to go to LRM. It has nothing to do with LRM.
That's just how Zeke games look. He goes in early with Lings. He gets some damage with the harass, and then he's just technically perfect in dominance.
Yeah,
Every time.
He does have disgusting mechanics. 400 APM, 200 E APM. Some pretty scary stuff. That's pretty near Korean level.
In the top left, as the orange Protoss, LRM's Wallace. And in the bottom right, as the yellow Zerg, we have iWl Sacred, who I really, really want to pronounce as Scared every time I see that name. But it's not Scared, it's Sacred.
And if Wallace can win here, he can do it for LRM. He can end everything right now.
Never mind. A little overexcited. So, we are out on new map once again. Overwatch, there we go. Out on Overwatch. And, was it PPC last time?
Yes. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, last time it was...
Shoot.
Why can't I think of it? It was PvP, I think.
It was PvP?
I think? It was
No.
No, it was the 3rd game. Who was in the 3rd game? Why can't I think of this?
I think it was PPC.
Oh, yeah, wait. I can't remember shit.
It was Dragon. It was Dragon and Sabas.
Was it? Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I remember that now.
So, again, we're going to see PvZ on this map. Just making mental notes on these newer maps. I would like to... hopefully, in the upcoming weeks, we'll be able to see a good variety of different matchups on these new maps and get a feel of how they're played out. We've already had a little taste of what PvZ is like. It looks like the drone's going to try to block the... Oh, it looked like it was going to block the next... Oh, never mind. I'm getting completely mixed up. Protoss is blocking... Never mind. Completely turned around. I'm a smart guy. It's fine. Hatchery's blocked. That's what I'm trying to...
Just
Hatchery's
blocked that
blocked.
obnoxious pylon. Probes are obnoxious little dudes. So Wallace around B minus, or maybe hit B. I think he hit B now. Sacred, I don't know about. I think he's B plus or A minus, but I could be totally wrong on that. Another pylon.
I'm pretty sure I haven't cast any of Sacred's games, but I know I've casted a lot of Wallace's games, most of which was in the was in the C rank tour, where he got 3rd in the one I casted, which, yeah, it's a testament to that tour. The goal of that tour was to get C ranked players to the next level, and the top 3 players from that tour being Wands and Rush and Wallace. You see them doing lots of good things. Certainly Wands and Wallace have Rush not quite as frequently seen, but it certainly accomplished its goal.
And this time, Sacred is playing this a little bit differently than Sabas did. Sacred is opting to take the faraway base with gas, as opposed to the... Oh wait, no, the closer by base also has gas. So I'm not sure why he's taking the faraway base with gas. But nevertheless, he is.
I actually like when Zergs do this personally. I'm a fan of them taking that base out there, just because if Protoss wants to attack a Zerg base, they have to send a good portion of their army to do it. And if they're sending a good portion of their army to the absolute most remote corner of the map, that means that not only can they not just pick their army up and move towards the natural, but it also means that they can't be in position to defend against the counterattack. So it's saying to Protoss, I don't even need to defend this. You can't attack this, not because of any defenses I put up, not because it has a good choke. You can't attack this just because it'll put your army too far out of position. It's defended by its position on the map, which I think is really cool. It's personally the way I like to see Zergs play. It's a little bit more conducive to the 4 Zerg turtle style. It's like on Fighting Spirit.
Yep.
If a Zerg takes the natural on Fighting Spirit rather than the closer third, in that case, it's a little bit easier to justify it because you can then take the 4th immediately behind it and only have to defend 2 chokes, where this, it doesn't have a 4th behind it. But it's the same kind of concept of I'm going to spread out so that Protoss can't just pin me down. Zerg needs to be everywhere. Zerg needs to be a threatening attack at any point. And having bases spread out really lets you... It's the threat of inevitability. It's coming at some point, but where's it coming from? How is it going? What units are going to be part of it? You can't just bottleneck them.
Stargate on the way. Stargate timing a little on the slow side there for Wallace. Oh, look at this though. Look what Sacred's up to. Lack of drones. Something in the main. Researching something else. Everybody's favorite Zerg build. And so far, Wallace is not aware of this, but he's about to become aware of this, as his probe is suddenly killed by Hydras. There's a lot of Hydra coming out. Oh, he's switching back into drones, though. Or at least he was making a drone. Is it going to be fake bust or real bust? Come on, what's it going to be? It looks like it's real bust. Cannons need to go up. Oh god, cannons need to go up. At least he has 4 zealots, but... +1 will obviously not finish. The Citadel just now being made. The cannons are going up. It's going to be close. I think he can just snipe the front 2 and probably win. I feel pretty comfortable about Sacred's chances. I think he needs to run right up to the wall, though, rather than snipe down the wall. Otherwise, he'll give Wallace the time to make the cannons. Run up to the front of the wall, damn it!
He doesn't know that he had the timing there.
Yeah, I don't know why he's being so conservative about this. Okay. Now he's running up to the front of the wall. It still might work. Some of the zealots are trying to come out, but they need to go back right now. And, oh, he's still in range. Now you just need to tear down the front of the wall. You need to tear down the front of the wall. Wait, does he switch back to drones now? Yeah, yes. Okay, so it's going to end up being fake bust. But he could have had that if he would have gone straight to the front. Could have had this. Yeah, this map is definitely not Outsider, and the tournament is the Swedish Broodwar Initiative Teameague. So it's basically the successor, well, not successor, but it's a Gambit's Cup Pro League style tournament.
Yeah, he is.
He canceled it. And at this point, Sacred or Wallace has heavily overreacted, thinking it's a real Hydra bust and making a ton of cannons. So that's going to end up being okay for Sacred. He made a few more Hydra than you often do with the fake bust. There's plenty of times where you make only 5 or 6, but Sacred still should come out of this in a pretty nice position economically, because of how many cannons that Wallace made. That's really going to slow down everything Wallace wanted to do when you spend over a K on cannons.
Yeah, it's so far a good start from Sacred. Getting hatcheries 4 and 5 and 6, no, just 4 and 5. Also getting the Evo chamber, so we should see him transition. He does need to catch up a bit on tech. He hadn't gotten his lair yet, and it's going to be a while before he gets out the lurkers or the mutalisks or even the hive, whatever he's planning on going for next. Where on the other hand, Wallace does already have Templar archives and storms halfway done, so. I don't know, he will have the tech advantage, but I don't think the tech advantage is going to be able to overcome the fact that he's just spent so much money into the cannons, and if +1 is horribly delayed. It's what, a third of the way done now?
Yeah, not far. And rural facility as well for Wallace. Supply is only different by 10, which is usually pretty nice for Zerg. Looking at the saturation, it's not bad for Sacred. It's just a little over 1 per patch at most of his bases. And he is now up to 5 hatcheries.
Alright, so shuttle on the way for Wallace. And do we know what kind of drop it's going to be? He does have Storm done, so most likely going to be a Storm drop. Could be a Speed Lock drop, but without the +1, it's a little bit on the weak side. I think that Storm drop is going to be a really nice way to get back into this game. As you said, there's good saturation, especially in the natural. And one Zealot will scouting things out, just looking at what kind of defenses are around, what kind of saturation there is, and
Piece
what
of
is
only
in that.
Templar. No Zealots in the shuttle.
Ooh, but he looks like he's going to go after the bottom left base, which, man, it's going to be hard to get that shot off. I mean, the 2 Sunkens are going to hit, and it's going to put that Zealot down to, like, or the High Templar down to 20 health immediately. So he needs to get that Storm off as soon as he drops the Templar.
And how's the reaction?
Got it.
It's pretty non-existent, to be honest. So, pretty good storms there. It looks like 4 or 5 dead drones. Yeah, that's not a crazy drop. It's not a terrible drop.
It's nice.
But it did cost 2
fan of that
Templars.
drop.
It did cost 2 Templars. Now morphing in Archon, and here comes Sacred with a bunch of Mutaliska.
Yeah, and that's the other thing it did do. I don't think he knew that Mutalisks were on the way until the Mutalisks picked off that shuttle. So
And now he's being forced to add even more cannons.
He now has 1 Storm to defend against this with the Archon. But I think that the overabundance of cannons is going to serve him really well here. Well, not that well. Oh, whiffs the 1 Storm he has. It's going to be a while before he gets up that second one. And that Archon, this map is not helping the Archon at all get back to those Mutalisks. But the cannons doing so much damage.
Each time he runs in, he's eating so many cannon shots. Lord Almighty. And he is now up at the infamous... Wait, he only had 7... Never mind, I was going to say infamous 8 gates, but he only had 7 gateways. Does have +1, is not working on another upgrade though at the moment.
Nope, just started +2 if you say that. There's been a lot of those for this game, for both of us.
And Zerg is almost done with his lurkers. God, that's nice cannons. 5 shoot every time. At least 4, sometimes 5 shoot. So he really can't harass. And all of a sudden, Wallace pouring out with a little bit of an army right now. Looks like he's about a control group of Zealots, 5 or 6 goons, an Archon and a few Templar. Let the meter show up to harass the army. And it's a pretty good storm, and a lot of the meter is soft, so like 4 die immediately.
Yeah.
And it looks like Wallace is going to come over, clear out anything that was at the 3rd base, and then push down over the mound, or maybe across the bridge. No, right now he might just be zoning.
Yeah, Sacred tried to take advantage of the architecture there, realizing that as the Dragoons cross over the bridge, they really wouldn't be able to get into good position to attack, and
Oh, the goons fly, the meter fly right over the Archon! Of all the things to fly over, he picks the, the 5 hexes that are over the Archon and loses another 4 or 5 to 1 Archon shot. And now they're not really enough to threaten the Templar. And suddenly Wallace's army is significantly scarier, as there's not much out for Sacred. There's only... well, really, there's just a lot of lings, and they're only lair lings. They aren't hivelings with cracks, so they're not especially scary. And it looks like Sacred wants to meet him in the open. We'll see how the flank is. There are observers with this group. There's a lot of lurkers, though. He's running in here with just Zealots. A bit risky. This pretty decent storm. The lurkers, will they go down fast enough? They are going down pretty fast, and the Zealots might be able to do it alone, just by themselves. He needs to reinforce this attack, though, if he wants to keep going, but he has cut through most of the stuff of Sacred. And is Wallace going to have enough? There are 3 Sunkens with SimCity at the natural. If he gets a few more lurkers, that's going to be really, really difficult for Wallace to break. He can definitely go kill the 4th base attempt, though. And in the meantime, Wallace is setting up his own 3rd base, which is going to get him into a 3 base versus 3 base situation, assuming he kills the 6 o'clock base, which is a nice place to be.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit fearful of crossing over that bridge just because it could be really hard to get over it. And now coming around, he will be discovering that fourth base attempt, easily able to shut it down. And Sacred's going to muster all the units he has, but it looks like all the units he has is just a handful of Lings.
Yeah, this
It's
is
not
odd to
gonna
pick
do
this
a
sort
whole
of a
lot.
spot to engage. Pretty decent storm on some of the incoming Lings. And some of the others are getting picked off. Here come the reinforcing Zealots right now. More Lings are running in, but again, they're not with crack yet, so they're just not especially scary.
Yeah.
And just throwing more and more units at the ball of Wallace, which might be steamrolling out of control. Is LRM going to clean sweep iWl? I mean, they are definitely a strong team, but I don't know. And now here comes Wallace. He might go for the jugular. There are no lurkers, though. So it is possible. He can put up his goons. He can range down the hatchery, which is exactly what he's doing. And then he can flood everything else in. And there are some Lings trying to pick off reinforcements, including this Templar, which they might get. If he pays attention, there we go. Can he get a good storm, though, to kill all the Lings? It's iffy. He gets a few. And he does pull, oddly enough, all the goons back. Wanting to get rid of these Lings running around, but it is 3-base to 3-base. And I imagine Wallace is feeling very, very nice about his position right now.
You're, in an odd way, you're kind of seeing what I was trying to describe earlier this game when I was saying I like Zerg's expanding far away.
Yeah.
If he had expanded to the close third, this game would be over. Because Wallace would have been able to easily crush that, then easily crush the National, easily crush the main, game's over. But the only thing that stopped him from keep pushing forward is the fact that there are Lings constantly attacking him from behind, constantly trying to attack units as they're coming to reinforce the army. And he's forced to play it more cautiously than he wants to, than he would be able to if he could just say, okay, the Zerg will always be in front of me. I will keep everything focused in that direction, and I will be able to just shove them. So this is a little bit of the defensive benefit of it. Not having a whole lot of opportunities this game to see the offensive benefit.
Hatch has to be canceled again.
Yeah. Does at least get
So,
this time.
nice little defense. Wallace picking off a few Lings at the top, getting ready to clear out to take a fourth of his own. And here it comes to the sandwich. There might be crackling upgrade now. Yeah, it looks like there is, but there are Archons in here and stuff cleaning up these Lings without too much difficulty. And again, I don't really know why Sacred is sending so many Lings against Wallace in these vulnerable positions. It's kind of like donations of Lings. And I mean, I know Lings are cheap, but if you're constantly donating Lings without having a good reason, you know, if there's a bunch of lurkers there and stuff and you send in the Lings, that's fine. Or if he's attacking into all of your Sunkens, but just in the middle as an army altogether, that's not very smart. And now Wallace is setting up his fourth base.
Does he have attack? He should be able to one-shot the Lings.
Yeah, he is able to.
The Archons now.
Wait, no, I think you need 3 attack for that.
It's 3 attack if the Lings have 2 or more armor upgrade.
Because right
But
now,
if
Lings have his Archons only do 36. Lings have 35 health, and with 1 armor that
So
yeah
35.
maybe they do one shot. Yeah, that would be even scarier.
Not a huge number of Archons, but with these Ling-only attacks and the splash damage, it really just adds up fast.
Oh yeah, four's pretty comfortable. In fact, now he's got 5 Archons. Pretty comfortable number of Archons for taking on these little Ling-based armies. Small little engagement from Sacred here. Again, throwing away a lot of Lings. Does pick off a Templar, but not sure it's worth it. He's trying to pick off goons as well. But he's continuing to hammer at this with Lings. I'd like to see Wallace pull back his goons, but at this point, it's not that big of a deal, even if he lets a few goons die to the Lings.
Man, that is some serious commitment to not crack Lings. He's only built Lings for like the past 5 minutes.
Yeah,
he
which
has
means
high tech
he's
up.
going to have a lot of gas. He might be hoping to catch him off guard with some Ultra, but he doesn't have that many minerals, so it's not like he's going to pop like 20 Ultra out of nowhere.
I think he researched Plague first, rather than Consume.
I don't even see
crazy.
I don't even see any Defilers yet, though.
Yeah,
I
he
see.
got
There's some at the
Plague.
4th base. Or the 3rd base, rather.
No, he has Consume. Okay. So he has Consume and Plague form. Yeah, I mean, Defiler's going to help out a lot. That army's
down. I don't know. Actually, you still seem to be in call. Oh, we might have man down. Or maybe he's back. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, there's a problem with the call, but the game is still running. Either way, big scary Protoss army. I don't know really what these lings are even trying to do. They really can't fight the army as they are. And now it is getting a scary number of Archons, possibly anticipating this Ultra transition. And I think he's just going to mow it to the ground if it happens. I mean, he spent a lot of that gas. Is it a bunch of Ultras? Yeah, it is. But, oh god. Please tell me that armor upgrade at least is about to finish. But it is not that close. He cannot afford to engage with the Ultra, but even if he does, you know, he's going to have 7 or 8 Ultra, but a Protoss is going to have at least as many Archons as there are Ultra, as the mineral bank just wasn't saved up enough to spend that gas bank. And let's just restart this call. Hopefully he'll be able to answer, since he is still in the game. Yeah, something happened, but yeah, you're back. You're back. I was just saying, he's getting a lot of Ultra out, but there's going to be basically as many Archons as there are Ultras, so it shouldn't be that bad as long as he doesn't get caught in a bad spot and like Dark Swarmed and unable to engage properly. But I think he's going to be fine. And then after that, that's going to be kind of the last gas from Sacred. You know, basically Sacred has to crush the army of Wallace to have any hope of getting back in the game. And he is trying to coordinate as big of a surround as possible. But it's not coordinated. I mean, a Dark Swarm goes down, but the rest of his army is not there, and 2 or 3 Ultra are going to die. Basically, what we might as well call for free. Those go down easily. And now he's fighting not underneath the swarm. The Defiler really needs to throw down another swarm, but he's attacking into this big line of Archon Zealot, which is just going to obliterate these Ultra, and there's not enough Lings to be scary either. So all of that money that True Touch has been saving up for the whole game is just getting devoured by Wallace, who might now go... Oh, he's even made Corsairs to supply block the Zerg. And now going for maybe the final punch. He's going to attack into the natural. There's no lurkers, so he can really afford to do this. He can even take 5 or 6 Zealots after he kills these Lings and just bring down the hatchery to get through the Sim City without having all kinds of AI trouble. Plague goes down. It's going to soften those Zealots, but like I said, he's punching through now. Take down the hatchery. But nah, he's just going to try to work his way around the Sunkens. There's just not enough stuff from Sacred. LRM is going to go with the clean 4-0 sweep. That is as good of a start to the clan war as you can possibly ask for. Lots of Archons left, not enough Ultra. Lings are not going to clean up Archons by themselves. Especially not Archons that are one-shotting them. And GG is said.
Alright. LRM. I guess they're looking as strong as people thought they'd be.
Looking good. We'll have to see when they come up against one of the stronger teams. I think IFU, SAS, and LRM are going to be our scary players. Pain SB also has the possibility, especially if they can get Fangzy rolling. We didn't see him today. I don't know if that's because of lag issues or he just wasn't available or what. But those are going to be the teams that I think really are dangerous. I don't know how big of a player teams like AOV or iWl can be. I mean, you know, I don't want to ever count anybody out, but on paper, definitely not the stronger teams.